Thank you. All right. Welcome to Leadership Speak, an advanced Toastmaster club for leadership development. We are one of the top 5 clubs globally. My name is E.J. McDowell. I am your Sergeant of Arms of the meeting. Here's our mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Our leadership statement: Leadership Speak is the premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has a virtual hand raised so we all can immediately see who is keeping the time. Our Toastmaster of the day will lead our meeting. Guerdah Felix started her Toastmasters journey in 2014, and since then, she has served in many roles, from the club to the district. This year, Guerdah is focusing on herself as she takes her observation skills to a higher level. Guerdah Felix is also an author, a credit analyst, a favorite auntie, and spiritual life coach, specializing in conscious listening, and a distinguished Toastmaster. Presently, she is also a director on 3 different boards. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster, Guerdah Felix.
Thank you, EJ. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and conscious guests. Welcome to Leadership Speak, where we speak on different facets of leadership. Today, I want to invite you into a different kind of leadership, one that does not shout to be heard, but listens to understand and observes to correct. Observant leadership is the power to notice what others miss. It's reading between the lines, sensing the shift before it happens, hearing the silence as clearly as the words. It is not loud, it is conscious, and it is deeply powerful. And in a world that's obsessed with speaking faster, doing more, reacting quicker, observant leaders do something radical. They pause. They see. They choose intentionally. This isn't passive, it's precise. It's presence driven, and it is transformational. So today, we're not just talking about leadership that performs. We're stepping into leadership that perceives, leadership that leads from the inside out. Did you know that Andre Agassi, the champion tennis player, started to observe Boris Becker in order for him to win against him? Andre noticed that Boris had a weird tick with his tongue when he was serving. If the tongue went to the side, Becker served wide. If the tongue was in the middle of the lip, he would serve to the middle. What an advantage to have, wouldn't you say? Observant leaders, lead with their senses wide open. They see the invisible patterns shaping behavior. They notice energy before it becomes conflict, and they don't need to react. Why? Because they know how to respond. They don't just manage people, they witness them. And in doing so, they move teams, not just toward results, but towards trust. Leadership isn't always about what you say first. It's about what you notice first. In the quiet, in the tension, in the small shifts, your awareness becomes your edge. So, I leave you with this. Do like Andre Agassi. Observe to correct your behavior so that you can shift. Don't rush to speak. Don't race to fix. Don't underestimate the power of simply seeing. Because the most powerful leaders don't just command the room, they tune into it. And that kind of leadership changes everything. Now that I have shared this with you, I would like you, guest Toastmasters, to write in the chat, who do you think is an observant leader in the world, or even a fictitious character? Please write in the chat. And I will also ask that the agenda and the guest book be posted in the chat. Again, welcome everyone and conscious guests. Now, I will call on the role players. Then after that, it will be time for the prepared speeches. And in the end, I will pass on the baton to our general evaluator, Mrinal. Here are the role players. And today I will start with Nokawe. Actually, I will start with Nokawe Nkosi. Nokawe is delivering the toast. So everybody, are you prepared? With a glass to get ready to toast. Nokawe is a sustainability environmentalist by profession. She enjoys the outdoors and gives back to her community by volunteering her time to reach and care for the children. She is also an immediate past division director who achieved a President Distinguished Achievement with Division B. Please help me welcome for the toast, Nokawe Nkosi.
For me, observant leadership is not just a leadership style, but it is a mindset. Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, allow me to share 3 points that explain an observant leader for me. Firstly, observant leaders, they pay attention, not just attention, close attention to details in a way that they tend to observe and notice what is overlooked. Secondly, the observant leaders are leaders that has got a transformative mindset. Wherever they are, they add value because they listen to the unspoken words, the undelivered speeches. And that enables them to make informative decisions and enables them to solve problems. Thirdly, these kind of leaders are the leaders that are able to give their team members or the people around them equal opportunities and chances to learn and to grow. Once upon a time in 2022, I met an observant leader, the national chairperson of Childline in South Africa. I was quiet in a meeting where she was, but after the meeting, she reached out to me and she said, "Nokawe, I see something in you. I believe you can be an impactful member of our board in one of the provinces in the country." And it happened to be the province where I am based. I was puzzled because I had never thought I would want maybe become a board member. To cut the long short story, I agreed. Today, I'm a board member since 2022. I have grown as a leader because of that role, and I have impacted the organization under the space that I was given or tasked to take care of, which is compliance and legal matters in the organization. Should I have not met an observant leader, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to learn and to grow. How many of you have encountered an observant leader or are observant leaders? By a show of a virtual hand, I will appreciate your responses. Okay. Thank you so much. That comforts my heart that around us, we've got observant leaders and we've had an encounter with one once in our lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, please unmute, open your videos. I strongly believe that you have already charged your glasses and raise your glasses to toast to the observant leaders. Here's to the observant leaders.
Cheers.
To the
To the
observant.
observant leaders.
Cheers.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Nokawe. Observant leadership. I see that many people have written in the chat, which is wonderful. I will take the time throughout the meeting to read your response. Now I would like to call on the role players. And the first role player is the timer. Please help me welcome the artist, the reader, the writer, Nellie Jane Galido.
Hello everyone, especially to our honored guest and to my fellow Toastmaster. Good day to each one of you. I am your timers for today's meeting and I will time each speaker according to the agenda. And I will signal using virtual backgrounds, green, yellow, and red. After each segment, I will post the timing results in the chat. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Nellie Jane. Our next role player. As the grammarian, please help me welcome the adaptable, the dependable, and adventurous Waiga Gichinga.
Hello, everyone. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my duty to pay attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their use of their language. I'll take note of any improper use of the language, and I will also take note of any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or dots. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day, and the word of the day today is conscious. What it means is that you're aware and responding to one's surrounding. That's the person we call a conscious person. Example in a sentence: when the leaders are conscious of their team members' needs while allocating responsibilities. Let me give another example so that you can use the word of the day as often as possible. A second example is she is conscious of time when delivering her speech. I call on each one of us to use the word of the day as much as possible. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Wahiga. And now it is time for our prepared speeches. I would like to call on the evaluator for the education speaker. Please, spotlight Paramjit Singh. Paramjit?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Atul is presenting a speech from level 5 from his path leadership development. And the path project is prepared to speak professionally. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. The member will deliver an engaging keynote-style speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The member should demonstrate excellent presentation skills and deliver compelling content. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Paramjit. It is my pleasure to welcome Atul Sankar as the education speaker. He is an entrepreneur by profession in the business of real estate, construction, and trading in Tanzania and India. A sustainable and environmentalist by heart who participated in more than 30 plus beach cleanups, and director in sustainability world initiatives. He is also an active Toastmaster, serving as division director of District 114, leading Tanzania and Ethiopia. Please help me welcome Atul Sankar. Observant leadership, the powerful trait. Observant leadership, the powerful trait. Atul Sankar.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's an absolute honor to be before you to talk about a simple trait or a powerful trait, that is observant leadership. When we think of leadership, we often imagine charisma, decisiveness, or strategic vision. But how often do we truly appreciate the silent strength that comes from being observant? Today, I want to unpack this idea with you. What observant leadership is, why it matters, and how can you cultivate it in your life and leadership journey. Let us take a moment and let us introspect ourselves. And let us think for ourselves. When in life have we been observant? When we have been silently understanding, yeah, maybe this person is not the right person to deal with. Maybe this person is the right person is to deal with, and I need to engage with him to get to know more. We subconsciously, we tend to know many things and observe many things. But let's be conscious to that subconscious trait, observing consciously. What is observant leadership? Observant leadership is conscious practicing of noticing your people, your environment, your patterns, your blind spots, and even yourself. It's tuning into what often goes unnoticed. Great leaders, great notices. As we saw in the chat, we just refer to some of the observant leaders, like as the Toastmaster of the day, Guerdah was telling. I think one of them is Toastmaster Brown, Toastmaster Guerdah, and few others. And I believe, as mentioned, great leaders are great observers. So be it from Mahatma Gandhi to Julius Nyerere, everyone were observant. Because of their observation, they were able to catch the data, process the data, analyze the data. And that was the deep critical thinking behind that observant leadership. They were hearing people's voices. They were hearing people's sound. They were hearing people's traumatic experiences. Think about the history's greatest leader. Mahatma Gandhi observed a pulse of a nation and channeled it into a nonviolent revolution. Nelson Mandela observed the fears and hopes of both his people and his oppressors and forged a path to reconciliation. They didn't lead by force alone. They led first noticing what others missed. And I truly connect to this and I truly like this because observant leadership, it is said, even when we speak, it is only 7% of the words we speak. The other 93% is the body language, is the hand gestures, is our confidence that speaks before us. So that is the observation which is subconsciously being received. Why is observation so powerful? Let's look at 3 reasons why being observant is such a game changer leadership trait. The first, it builds deep trust. When people feel seen and heard, they trust you. How many times have you felt invisible at work or in a group? A leader who notices your contribution, your struggles, or even your unspoken concerns makes you feel valued. And when people feel valued, they give the best. The second one, it reveals hidden opportunities and threats. Observant leaders catch early signs of trouble and possibility. They notice the subtle disengagement of a star employee, the shift in customer sentiment, or the spark of a new idea in the brainstorming session. Observation gives us the data you need to make better decisions. And the third one, it keeps you humble and curious. Observation reminds us that we don't have all the answers. It keeps our mind open and curious. When you're observant, you're constantly learning from people, from the environment, and from your own mistakes. So let us use the chat below. Let us write one event where you have been observant or what. I became observant in my life, and you think you are being observed in a session. Maybe you can write the date, that specific date, so it reminds you that you're being conscious about your observation. You can use the chat below and write down, get it engaged. When was that moment that you became an observant? And you become a trait of observant, the powerful trait has been inspiring you. How can you become a more observant leader? Let me share some practical steps to cultivate this trait. Slow down and be present. You can't notice what you rush past. Take intentional pauses in your day. Walk through your office. Have informal chats. Look people in the eye. Listen not just forward. Listen not just for words, but for what's behind them. It is the critical thinking. It is the deep critical thinking that really enables us to really learn and grow. and ask more, tell less. It's said the best leaders in the world speak less, and they ask more so that they're the last speakers because they give the conclusion based on their observation. Observant leaders ask powerful questions and listen deeply to the answers. They just don't dump into conclusions. Practice asking what's really going on here? What am I not seeing? Keep a leadership journal at the end of each day or a week. Reflect on what you have noticed. What patterns do you see? Who do you observe today? And what did you learn about yourself? And trust me, journaling always is developing the muscle in you. When you have a journal for your life, it relaxes your mental tensions, aggressions, and emotional imbalance. In the same way, when you put a journal for leadership, it tries to improve your leadership, your critical thinking in leadership, and how well you can act in leadership. Because when you're writing, your brain is speaking and it's jotting down in your brain. Cultivate feedback loops. Ask for feedback, as we do at the Toastmasters and at the Leadership Speak. We have different kinds of evaluations. We have different kinds of sessions because evaluation is not just the breakfast, it is a breakfast, lunch, and dinner for champions and even for leaders. Ask for feedback. Invite people to tell you what might be missing. Observant leaders know they have blind spots and they're not afraid to shine a light on them because we are emotionally intelligent. Practice mindful observation. Try exercises that sharpen your attention. Next time you're in a meeting, focus on the body language in the room. Who looks engaged? Who seems checked out? Notice tone, energy, and silence. And as we see every speech, you always observe the pause, the high tone and low tone and vocal variety that really helps to engage a speech. Because when you speak with a pause, it gives the importance to that word or statement. If you don't speak without a pause, it is continuity and the importance of the subject is not there. So these are the hidden cues being an observant leader. And when we try to observe more and more, that's where we start to evaluate ourselves and self-evaluation. And that's where you can take the right decisions in life, in personal, in professional, or even in Toastmasters. Allow me to share a brief story. There's a tale of a manager who noticed a junior team member staying late very night. Instead of assuming dedication, he asked why. He learned the employee was struggling with the process no one had explained. By noticing this and taking action, the manager improved the employee's experience and the team's efficiency because small observation lead to big impacts. Another story, as mentioned in the chat, Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, is often described as a deeply observant leader. When he took over, he didn't start with aggressive changes like me. He spent time noticing the culture, listening to the stories, and observing pain points. His empathy and attention helped transform Microsoft's culture and business. I'll tell you a small funny story about myself. When I became from the vice president public relations of my club to the president of my club, that Toastmasters Club, and I was an aggressive leader. I didn't knew how to be observant because I was not very experienced Toastmaster. So when I became the president, I felt, see, now I'm the president, His Highness, or feeling at the top of the world. I didn't knew what is servant leadership. I didn't knew that. I just thought I could command and I just sit and people will do the work and let the members do the work. And as time passed, and I was like, let the club go on, I don't care. Because I was just like, acting like a super bossy style, being the president of the club. But then I got slowly to understand it's you. You have to do all the donkey work. You have to make sure you're below the members, you're below the guests, and you're below everyone. That's where your club will start to grow. And that is where when you start adding value, that is where the club starts to grow and you're the true leader who can really make an impact. And step by step, I learned the observation, what are the mistakes that are going on, maybe, and who is working, who is not able to work, which exco member is good at where, and where we can place, and how we can work with different exco leaders. Because I didn't knew people's management. I didn't know how to talk to people. I was just commanding and just throwing away orders. But then I understood even the work and responsibility is there, but being in a voluntary organization, you have to be very humble, very subtle, and talk with a smile, talk with kindness, and make sure the work is done. And this is the real learning which I learned being people before you, being a servant leader. And that's where when you grow people, you grow yourself. And that is really a funny story from being an arrogant bossy to being a servant leader. Because I think just because of the observation and getting the feedback myself and growing myself. Let us discuss another topic, how observant leadership shapes education. Since I'm speaking to fellow educators, leaders in the learning, I want to highlight how observant leadership is vital in our field. Every student is different. The observant teacher notices the child who is struggling silently, the one who hides brilliance behind shyness, or the one who acts out because they feel unseen. The same applies to leading teams of educators. We must notice who is overwhelmed, who has a fresh idea, and who might be ready to lead. Observation turns classrooms and institutions into nurturing, inclusive spaces where everyone feels seen. And I think DTM Brahmamon is one of the observant leader in our club and the founder of our club. And that is one of the key traits that makes leadership speak at the top of the world. Because we have a great set of leaders and great set of team which is running behind the scene, making sure they're observant and they're learning who is good at where, and they're being always pinging up to all the members and guests. Why? What happened? What is there any issue? Any trouble? Did anyone really harm you? Or what is the issue? You're missing out the sessions, or where you want to guide? Can you tell your problems? And they've been really observing, and they've been seeing with deeply whether we are progressing or not progressing. If you're progressing, then how to progress them better, how to train them better. And as we know, every meeting we are held perfectly, and for that perfection, we are number one in the whole world. Out of the 15,000 clubs, being number one is really a pride that really gives me to be part of this and learning from great leaders. Because I know there are different types of groups, different types of mentors being tackled at every second, training each and every role taker for that level of excellence, level of perfection, and level of observation. So they're observing, can he really handle it? Can she really do it? Or in what way we can support so that the meeting goes in perfection, meeting goes in excellence. And that's what even I implemented in my club, learning from this club. And I'm really successful to have my club being 10 on 10 DCP goals when being the president, and we are closing with 50 members. Because I was really observant regarding the members, where they were missing out and how they were, why they were not coming. And regularly, I used to give them call once a while. And whenever there is a new member, I used to make sure I used to call them. I used to at least message them to learn what is the issues they're facing, and some few members who are missing out from the club or who are not being active. So I wanted to clear, sometimes they have, maybe there is an ego clash, or sometimes there is evaluator has disqualified the speech. Some people are sensitive. Some people are emotionally very sensitive. So I was saying an apology. I was always guiding them, like, no issue, we are there here to grow together. And even me, myself, I lost many times, and then pushing them, giving them the moral support, and making sure we have fun events. Because I felt as Toastmasters is all about education, education, and education. But I thought this fun would bind all the members bound beyond Toastmasters. And this is what I observed. They were missing that fun interaction and knowing people more personally. That's why I thought to conduct more and more social events, to create fun events. And as said by Dr. Ralphus Medley, learning the moment to the learning is to the moments of fun. Learning is highest to the moments of fun. And that's where I always believe. Because when you educate a person directly, they will never they'll feel bored, or they might feel a routine or stagnant. But when you have fun and you educate together, and that is where the real education happens. That is for a longevity. And today I come to an end, and I give all of you a challenge. Before I close, I would like to leave you with this challenge, which is a call to action. This week, this week, be intentionally observant. Notice something you usually overlook. Compliment someone on something subtle. Ask a question that uncovers what's hidden and see what shifts. Leadership is not about knowing everything or doing everything. It's about noticing enough to empower others, solve problems early, and build trust deeply. So let us become leaders who really see the people and possibilities around us. Thank you for our time and being kind of leaders who care enough to notice. Remember, observant leadership isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. Thank you. Toastmaster of the day.
Observant leadership is not just a skill, it's a superpower. Wow, that is powerful. Thank you, Atul. And Toastmasters, guests, did you know when you came here you would have homework? Well, Atul left us with a homework. So I hope that you will practice. Pay attention to what he's asked you to do. I will definitely do that. Thank you, Atul. And now for our first speaker, I would like to call on the evaluator. Please calling Usley Joseph. Usley, share with us the purpose of the speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, colleague Toastmasters and guest greeting. Toastmaster Ayodo will present a speech on the project, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for her to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for her to share the impact of her style on others. She will have 5 to 7 minutes to present the speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Usley. Today, you will learn that it is imperative to be a communicator. Nellie Ayodo is a communicator, also a Toastmaster. Please help me welcome Nellie Ayodo. Learn to listen. Learn to listen, Nellie Ayodo.
Listening is the most important tool for Toastmasters or public speakers. Philosopher Epictetus, a Greek philosopher, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We have 2 ears to listen keenly and 1 mouth to speak, but speak less." Fellow Toastmasters and guests, A few years ago, I had declared myself an assertive speaker. But when I took the assessment of Toastmasters, the results came out very differently. Toastmasters assessment showed that I had 3 distinct speaking styles. The first one is initiating, the second one is direct, and the third, supportive. David Essex says that communication style is how we interact with other people to express ourselves. As an initiative speaker, I initiate conversations. I have been doing this all my life. And it has actually been a strong point for me in that I have participated in the debating club. I have also been a spokesperson for my class. It has given me opportunities to go and express myself or my team at the United Nations as a spokesperson for a team. Initiating conversations is not a very easy thing to do. You have to have a lot of guts. But it comes to me so naturally that I don't mind doing it. The only problem is this style of communication, so I'm sometimes viewed as not giving other people the opportunity to speak. The second communication skill I have is direct communication. This skill, I use it when I'm in a family setting with people I'm more intimate with. Recently, my father passed, and my uncle took it upon himself to tell us to do something that was not in his will. Nobody had the guts to question him. I went ahead and I asked him why. He felt very insulted because he was used to saying things as an authority. Nobody had ever questioned him. He used to tell us to do things and we ask him how high. But now I had the guts to interrogate him. He did not believe that I'm doing that. Being a direct communicator sometimes lands me in trouble because people don't expect to hear what I'm saying. But it's also one of the things that my teammates always come to me and tell me, why don't you start this conversation? And I take it on boldly because it is about things people don't want to discuss. The third my third communicating style is being a supportive communicator. This one also comes easily to me. It helps me interact with my workmates or with fellow Toastmasters. It's a type of communication where I listen and try to assess what's happening. I have taken this assessment 3 times, and every time I take this assessment, I learn new things about myself. One of the most important things I've learned is to listen. Listen keenly. Conversations are about listening to what the other person is trying to say. Being a supportive communicator helps us understand our team and how to help them if they have difficulties, or how to work collaboratively as a team. It has come in very handy, especially in Toastmasters, when we're working in the EXCO. Supporting each other in everybody's role takes supportive communication. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Ernest Hemingway once said that when people talk, listen. Listen keenly. The reason people don't communicate is because people don't listen. Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you, Nellie. The reason people don't communicate is because people don't listen. Huh. Powerful. Thank you. Can we please share the guest book in the chat? I noticed that some guests just arrived. Welcome to our meeting today. And now calling our next evaluator, Renan Ercila, to share with us the purpose of the project. Renan?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The next speaker, Arouna, will deliver a dynamic leadership pathway, level 2, project number 3, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring in a 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of his project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mastering, and to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. And Arouna told me that he would like me to focus on the speed of his voice for the audience to absorb his message. That's all, and good luck, Arouna. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Renan. Arouna works as a macroeconomist expert in the financial markets, loves to read and travel. He's a Toastmaster since April 2021 from Dakar, Senegal, and is serving as the VP PR in his club. Please help me welcome Arouna, the light in the darkness. The light in the darkness, Arouna.
Why did you join Toastmasters? Fellow Toastmaster, dear guests, this is one of the questions new Toastmaster members try to answer during their first speech, the icebreaker speech. And most of the time, the answer to this question is the same. I joined Toastmaster to improve my communication skills. Why am I joining Toastmasters? The answer is quite different. I joined Toastmaster in April 2001 in Senegal when I started in new position 2 years before in a regional financial institution. Improving my communication skills was not part of my primary goals when I decided to join Toastmasters. In 2001, I was looking for a safe and supportive environment to learn and grow. And I was confident I would find it in a Toastmasters club. Why? Because my journey at Toastmasters started in 2015 in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, when a friend of mine invited me to join a training session of Desire Toastmasters Club in Burkina Faso. This is one of the English clubs in the country. He noticed that I was a public speaker, delivering speeches and training sessions on a regular basis. And for him, by joining Toastmaster, I can improve my communication skills and become a better communicator. And he was right, because my first Toastmasters session was great, and I was so surprised by the level of speakers. Unfortunately, I disappeared after this meeting, and I didn't join another meeting before I left Burkina Faso. I thought my level was not so good to join this year's Toastmasters Club. But I forget one important thing in all learning process. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Finally, I joined Toastmaster in Senegal in 2001, thanks to the leadership of Cecile Law. She was former president of Jamba Toastmasters Club, the premier English Toastmasters Club in Senegal. She became my mentor in 2001 and guided me for my first speech in Toastmasters meeting. After my icebreaker speech, my first speech in Toastmasters meeting, I received a warm congratulation. Unfortunately, I struggled to deliver my second speech because my mentor left the country. How to continue the role when you feel stuck, looking for the guidance to jump into the next step. Cecile was like a light in my Toastmaster journey, showing me the path thanks to their experience. Don't tell me how to do, but sharing their experience and letting me choose what is better for me. Unfortunately, in that period, because she left the country, I was struggling to find my way in my Toastmaster journey. When I joined Toastmasters, my objective is to find a safe and supportive environment to learn and grow and to improve my communication skills. But I was so surprised to see in the banner, Toastmaster where leaders are made. At the beginning, I thought in Toastmasters, we become leaders by taking leadership position at club level, area level, division level, district level, and so on. But by experiences, the relationship between mentor and mentee, I strongly believe that leaderships in Toastmaster starts by being a mentor for a protege. As John Maxwell said, leaders is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. The second line in my Toastmaster journey was Demba Sibi, our former area director in Division I, District 94, who used to say, it is better to deliver 100 bad speeches than the perfect one, emphasizing the importance of practice and delivering speeches on a regular basis to progress in our journey in Toastmasters. I learned from him the best way to deliver speeches is a storytelling, because you have always stories to tell. For the Toastmaster, dear guest, in Toastmaster communities clubs, we have been assigned a mentor. In my journey at Toastmasters, I discovered another kind of mentors, the collective mentors, all the close members who are available to help their Toastmasters, their fellow Toastmasters grow. And at Leadership Speak, we can easily identify our collective mentors. First of all, we have our former president and co-founder of the club, Bram Lemon, who gave me the opportunity to join the club in 2024. We have also Anna Smith, who helped me for my first role in the meeting. I cannot forget Baron Oshala and Paramjid, who trained me for the role of Zoom Master. We have also all the evaluators who help speakers to improve their speech delivery. Thanks to all for the light you provide me with in my journey of Toastmaster to become a better communicator. Over to you, dear Madam Toastmaster Bede.
Thank you very much, Arouna. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to do what? You have to start to be great. Thank you, Arouna. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, are you enjoying the meeting? Please post the guest book again. Know that, conscious guests, know that we would like to connect with you after the meeting. So please take a moment to sign the guest book because we like to hear from you. You know what I have noticed or what I have observed? I love the support that we've been given to each other. This to me feels very, very good. So let's continue with our support to one another. And now calling on the third evaluator, calling Anna Schmidt. Anna? Where is Anna?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. I have the pleasure of to evaluate Maryam. And she is speaking from Dynamic Leadership, Level 3, Project 1. And the purpose for this project is for the member to learn about different types of negotiations and the strategies that can be used in this negotiation. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspects of a past or future negotiation in her life. Thank you. 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Our third speaker is Maryam Saedavi. Maryam is a business development director from Iran, a firm believer in the power of keen observation. Maryam strives to lead not just through words, but by truly seeing, listening to, and understanding those around her. She is a proud member of Leadership Speak. Please help me welcome Maryam Saedavi, who will share with us her speech. Help me welcome Maryam Saedavi.
Thank you so much.
Give me 1 second. More with less. More with less. Maryam Saedavi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Follow Toastmaster and welcome guest. Negotiation is often taught as a battle, two sides, each side trying to win. But real negotiation, the kind that transforms business and save relationship and save relationship and open the doors is far more human than we think. Today, I want to talk to you a short journey through the negotiation, the types, the strategic, and personal story that taught me the lasting lesson. Sometimes we get more by doing less. Let's begin with the three measures of the negotiation. First, distributive negotiation, called win-loss. It is the like splitting fixed size of the pie. If the one get more, other get less. Think of the bulking over the price car. It is the competitive. Each side try to get the best deal. Second, integrative negotiation, called win-win. Here both sides work together to define the best solution, can benefit for each of them. Instead to the fighting for the same pie, they make the pie bigger and bigger. Can everyone get more? Is the approach help to build a strong and lasting relationship. Third, mixed multi-negotiation, called real war negotiation mix. In this, most real people work together to define the solution. In this type of the negotiation, each of person have their own interests. But this the type of the negotiation like the teamwork, balance between the teamwork and competition, like the dancing between cooperation and competitive. Let's bring those ideas in the life. Few years ago, I was offering a role in the company. I was deeply admired about this company and the role. The offer good, but they're not the great. I know I had the negotiation, but how? Should I ask for the more money, distribute negotiation, or I need to craft something can be benefit for both of us, integrative negotiation? I decided to apply a simple idea. Lead with the more curiosity and the less fear. Instead of the to be demand into demand, I ask question. What the key goals in this role, in this the company by the next year? Second, where do you see the biggest challenge? That moment change everything, and I learned something I had never shared in the interview. Instead, I had never to share in interview. I decided the company, they urgently need someone for the new project, which the alignment with my experience, that they change everything. Rather to the bulking for the high salary, I propose a solution. I can lead with the project. In return, could have the explore performance base of the bonus and later reflect the expanding responsibility. The conversation shift from the bulking to the making the value. I got better title, better bonus structure. That moment taught me this. You can get more opportunity when you bring less fear. You can build more value when you push less and listen more. Here, few points should be considered when you are in negotiation. First, know which type of the negotiation you in. Are you fighting for the same pie or they make the pie bigger? Recognize the situation, then they pick up your strategy. Second, lead with the more question. As the human, we need to lead with the more question. Ask, listen, then speak. Third, look for the hiding interesting. Because as the human, we are just looking for the service. Be the person too deep in the negotiation. 4, be ready to walk away, but don't walk too soon. Be patient and make no to the yes when you're in negotiation. 5, negotiation is relation, not just a deal. Every negotiation can build or burn the bridge. Be the person people want to talk to you again and again and again. In closing, negotiation is the not confrontation, is the conversation, is the create something better, not for yourself, but the people around with you. Not the through the louder voice, but the through the deep listening. Not the through the pressure, through the present. Next time when in the negotiation, just remember, ask more, push less, fail less, discover more. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Maryam. Negotiation is a conversation, is communication. It is not just a deal. Well said. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now it is time for our fourth speaker. Fellow Toastmasters, conscious guests, have you been paying attention? What have you noticed so far? We know that observant leaders are conscious leaders. We would like to hear from you, either in the chat and also in the yes. Can we please make sure that we are all muted, please? Thank you. And now for our fourth speaker, calling on the evaluator, Irene Sadia, who will share with us the purpose of the project. Irene?
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Irish is delivering a project, his speech from the Dynamic Leadership Project, Level 5. And this is his final project in this path. The purpose is for Irish to reflect on his growth during the completion of the entire path. A second project, speech project, is for him to share some aspect of his growth during this path. In addition to this, he will be telling us his speech is humorous and informational. It is a 10 to 12-minute speech, and we will be hearing from him how conscious he has been on his growth during this entire path. I am honored to evaluate this speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Irene. Our next speaker has been leading for a few years, which means he's had plenty of practice telling people what to do. And sometimes they even listen. Today, he wraps up his dynamic leadership path, proving once again, once and for all, that leadership isn't just about bossing people around. Please help me welcome our fearless and occasionally followed leader, Irish Cassinela. Surviving Pathways, a dynamic leadership surviving tale. Surviving Pathways, a dynamic leadership survivor's tale. Irish Cassinela.
Fellow Toastmasters, conscious friends, guests, and brave souls that are still stuck on level 1. I come here today not just as a speaker. I come here today also as a survivor. Because I have seen things. I have endured things and have endured pain. It was not a journey like walking in the park. It was not a journey like walking in the park. No, it was not. It was a full contact obstacle journey with ups and downs. And let me tell you, it all started very innocently. Very innocently. I was a guest, as some of you are here today, and I was invited to be a Toastmaster. Sure, accept the challenge. There I logged into what they call base camp. Choose your pathway. I browsed different pathways and I saw dynamic leadership. Dynamic leadership? Come on, it sounded cool, right? Because I thought at the end of this pathway, I surely would emerge like Barack Obama, or at least Oprah. Here I am today, at the end of the pathway. How do you feel I see myself? No, don't say. I see myself as someone who has not slept. But I see myself as a better leader and as a better communicator. First project, leadership styles. That's interesting. So what do you think I thought was my leadership style? Sure enough, my mother used to tell me, you're a natural born leader. So I thought, I'm definitely a natural born leader. I'm a tiger. Is that a tiger? Yes, I'm a tiger, I thought. I'm a visionary, I thought. Guess what? What was the end result? Take 10 seconds and tell me what you think was the end result. The result was you are a harmonizer. Harmonizer? Me, a harmonizer? I was surprised. I was shocked I was a harmonizer. Yes, you're a harmonizer, Irish. You are a friendly sheep who avoids conflicts. Really? Is that me? Yes, you are a harmonizer, and you do not only avoid conflicts, but you're also someone who brings snacks to everyone. I was definitely shocked. Anyway, at least I now knew my default leadership approach. And you need to be conscious of your leadership approach. That's the one you default to in crisis. Project 2, manage a team. That was interesting. So I was volunteered to lead a team through a change. So I said, let me bring some of those dynamic leadership learnings into tests. Let's see if it works. I did set up meeting cadences. I did send people's reminders. I did deliver speeches from the learnings of dynamic leadership. And guess what? Some of the team members were still not buying into the change. That created frustration and anxiety, not only to the people against the change, but to me as the change agent. Dynamic leadership that taught me how to deal with change. Quick survey, 10 seconds. Has any of you been part of any organizational change? Just say hi, wave. I see. Managing change, critical for leadership. Project 3, lead in any situation. Lead in any situation. So there was the manager, and there comes an employee. Boss, we ran out of eggs. We don't have eggs at our site. There comes another employee. Boss, you have a potential fire. So there you are taught to lead in any situation, from getting eggs back to your site to fight fires and save lives. And that's what you are taught on dynamic leadership. How to play like a chameleon, changing colors of your leadership style to deal with the various dynamic changing situations and contexts and demands of your team, from wanting more eggs to wanting their lives to be saved. That's what it takes to be a leader. So in closing, a few takeaways I got from this pathway. Do not bark at your employees. Do not bark at your employees. Listen to your people. Adapt, readapt. Support your team. Lead when it's messy. It's going to be messy. You should be a mess cleaner. Lead when it is messy. Speak up when it is hard. And last but no means the least, smile, laugh when it all goes sideways. Sure, I started thinking I would end up at the end of the pathway as a superhero. But I became something better. I became a Toastmaster who finished the dynamic leadership pathway with dignity, barely. So to those brave souls still stuck in the trenches of the dynamic leadership pathway level 1, project 1, don't give up. Do not give up. If you take nothing more from this speech, take one, which is adapt, readapt, invent, reinvent yourself to meet the demands of your people. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Irish. In Irish's speech, we've learned that he became a changed leader. And he left us with some tips. Invent to reinvent, adapt and readapt. Isn't that a beautiful way to go from grow to glow? Thank you, Irish. Fellow Toastmasters and conscious guests, this was our fourth and final speech. Have you paid attention? I noticed that the number in Zoom has increased. Therefore, I would like once again that we share the guest book. And do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It is time for the poll to be shared. So can I please have the poll so that we can choose the best effort speaker? I would like to have 1 minute to do so before I introduce the general evaluator.
Guerdah, also you can ask to the timer to pause the report.
Thank you very much. Timer, can you please post the report in the chat? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Continue to vote, please. Madam Timer, is our 1 minute up? Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for everybody who has voted. And now it is time to introduce our general evaluator, my partner in crime for this meeting. He is a committed market access manager. He is known for his dedication to continuous learning, self-care, and personal growth. Mrinal always goes the extra mile to support and uplift those around him. He's also a passionate Toastmaster with 4 years of experience. Please join me in welcoming our general evaluator, Mrinal Kanti Ghosh.
Thank you so much, Guerdah. I urge you everyone, please unmute yourself and clap for yourself. You all did a fabulous job. All the speakers, all the role players, and even all the guests. All the guests are the silo observant leader for me today. Trust me, general evaluation is the most important task. And here we learn, we grow. We always think in a positive direction, in a positive manner, how we can be a better version of ourselves through our communications, through our guidance, through our mentors. For me, it's a movie. Toastmasters Leadership Speak is a movie. You may have seen the movie of 2 to 3 hours, entire movie, but trust me, friends, it's movie we prepare long time. Even for the character in the movie, we at least have minimum 20 days in advance. Each and every role player prepare and work so hard. Whatever today you've seen, it's a really hard work for all of them. So it's gratitude to all of them, salute to all of them for their dedications, their roles. That's why today we're the #1 club in the globally. Now it's time to call upon the podium our president of Leadership Speak, Toastmaster Holmes. When I asked Holmes, what do you mean by observant leaders? He simply told me, I believe the secret to strong human relationship lie in the details. It's thorough observations that I uncover what I need to connect and function well with others. Please, it's time to share your observation to our Toastmaster of the day, Guerdah Felix. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Members and guests, our Toastmasters of the day is also doing a project today, which is to manage an online meeting. As part of this project, she has to coordinate with each and every single role player, which is about 20 people, to ensure that the meeting can run smoothly. One moment, let me just mute the... All right, let me continue. This is not an easy task, because throughout the week, I have been observing what's going on. There are people who have, at the last moment in the past 2 days, needed to do a switch because of a network issue, because they had a family crisis. So we have to change and adjust the agenda. And throughout the 2 to 3 weeks of preparation, our dear Toastmasters of the day, Guerdah was noticing it, acting on it, and connecting with each and every role player to check, do you know what to do for the meeting? At Leadership Speak, we don't just throw you a role and expect you to know what to do. We have a team of dedicated trainers to share the slides, to share the script for each and every meeting support role. And for that, Guerdah did well. Well done. What are some of the things that Guerdah may be able to work on in the next time she takes on the Toastmasters of the Day role? 1, when speaking to the guest, you are the most important people in the room. In 3 to 4 times that she called out for that, she could spend a little bit more time, speak a little bit slower, and emphasize the importance of guests at Leadership Speak. Because each and every single one of our meetings, we run it as if it is an open house. Our guests here, you are always the most important people in the room, and we will connect with you later. Aside from that, what I just want to emphasize again is how when Guerdah has chosen this team on observant leadership, she herself exercised it with her presence before, during the meeting, and I'm very confident she will continue to do so after the meeting. As the meeting leader for the day, I will be looking forward to the feedback that she'll be providing to the team to help each and every one of us become better, self-directed leaders. Back to Mr. General Evaluator, Mrinal.
Thank you so much, Holmes, for your conscious evaluations to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. I totally echo whatever points you have shared with us. Just a small recommendation for you, Holmes. If possible, just give the right direction with one sentence, what she need to do becoming champions in the next time, whatever position have right now today. Now coming together, I know your dedications. You already created this group on 3rd July, and you ensure within another 2 days, all the members should take up the responsibility for the meeting. So Toastmaster of the day, you connect with everyone. I know how much effort you put to connect with each one. I think that's a need of hour. And observant leaders is a need of hour. And for us, we need to follow the right direction. And that is only possible through your authenticity, dedication, and passion. And that you show throughout the meeting, not in just a movie, beyond the shooting scene also. You did a great job. Thank you so much. And for me, you are an eloquent speaker, eloquent leader. Just keep at the good work. Next, it's time to call on the podium none other than Luciano.
Mr. General Evaluator, because of a technical issue, we will skip the evaluation for the toast for this meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the updates. It's time to call upon the podium our leadership speaker, evaluator, Toastmaster, Paranjit. When I asked about what is your thought process on observant leader, he told me, I like to observant leadership because it quietly notices what others miss, leading with insight rather than impulse. It's time to welcome on the podium Toastmaster Paranjit. Please evaluate our leadership speaker, Atul. Back to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Atul, I make my conscious effort to observe the whole presentation by observing and listening very carefully. And I would like to congratulate you to educate us with your educational speech, which was presented comfortably and with confidence and with full of nuggets, of course, at the last call of action also. And all your testimonies of different leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and others, you could deliver the message that how observant leadership is one of the most important traits of a great leader. And you did it with a wonderful structure of the speech, which I generally use, and I really love that. That's called four-way method. What is observant leadership? Why is it important? Who will get benefit? And how you can become an observant leader. Wonderful. You explained all the four segments very exceptionally well in details with examples and your personal stories. And I really, that one point where you had, I think, reached the height when you said that you observed leadership speak and that training and that learning from here, how it helped you to become a president of a very highly successful club, getting 10 TCP and with more membership. I think that is what is leadership speaks about. Now, keeping people engaged for 18 to 20 minutes is not very easy. However, you started by engaging with the people with the questions, then asking them to message in the chat, and with your stories, different intervals, different anecdotes. I think that kept us engaged, everyone, throughout the speech, which is not very easy to have such a way to engage people up to that time. So you may now consider a few following points for your growth as a keynote speaker. You explained everything well, but using of technology is one part of which is very helpful for a keynote speech. That is presentation with the slides, because people are visual and visual sense is more observant than sometimes the hearing, and it's very easy to connect with the screens. Number two, As you mentioned that 7% is the only words and 93% is the body language. So same goes with 56% is about the tonal quality and the vocal variety. Vocal variety enhances your speaking value. And you had an ample chance, like you could have said, oh, wow, I got something from Leadership Speak. I got the #1 club in my area. So you could have used different vocal variety. And of course, another thing you said, look into the people in the eye to eye, and seeing the camera, looking at the camera is another important point for engaging for the longer speeches. And Toastmaster, Atul, as you have mastered the structure of speech and start mastering the vocal variety and eye contact, and this will open a big road for your success as an excellent keynote speaker. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paranjit. I also echo with you. It's a great observant throughout your evaluations. One thing I like about that, you thoroughly observed this keynote speaker on the point, on the basis of content, technology, vocal variety, and camera. These are the points you mentioned. And one thing you're talking about to becoming a keynote speaker, you should example technology, PowerPoint presentations. And another thing, actually, this is a good commendation part. I thoroughly enjoy that these are the things you need to require. Another thing is that I think as an observant leader, just one suggestion to our keynote speaker to becoming the better versions. So that point for me, just try to connect with the audience throughout engagement. Keynote speech means should ask the questions. So you should give such kind of direction to our keynote speaker. Overall, it's fantastic job done by you. Thank you so much. Now it's time to call upon on the podium none other than Wesley. When I asked Toastmaster Wesley, what do you mean by observant leadership? She told me the theme is called use our observation skill to become better decision maker. Over to you, Wesley.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Distinguished Toastmaster Ayodo, you have had a captivating presentation today. You introduced your point with a relevant quote, and you move closer to the camera to put emphasis on the importance of what you were saying. You presented 3 communication styles that you use in your daily life, depending on the environment. Your presentation was very interesting and relevant to the audience, at least to me, because it was great to see that in each environment, you have a different kind of communication style. And as humans, we can be different. We can change depending on the environment. That's why I said it was relevant to the audience. When you are in a learning environment, you have an initiative communication style. When you are in more private environment, you have a direct communication style. And at work or in another kind of environment, you have a supportive communication style, especially to support your co-workers. I noticed that you share to the audience that you are a work in progress and you are open for feedback and open to change some aspect of your communication styles after receiving those feedback. In your introduction, you had a call to action by encouraging the audience to listen more for a better communication. As you have asked me during the week to look at the structure of the speech and your presentation skills, my observation on this, the speech had a clear structure. You use personal stories to enhance your message. Nevertheless, the conclusion was a little bit rushed because you used 6 minutes and 05 seconds. So you still had time for a more elaborate conclusion. For the presentation skills, you had good zoom frame, clear voice, and appropriate gestures. I would encourage you on that to be more mindful of your movement because you have had some back and forth movement and they were a little bit distractive and they seem as well unintentional. Overall, it was a captivating, sincere, and relatable presentation with a strong call to action to go to higher level. Take your time to conclude and be mindful of your body language. Congratulations. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rusli. It's a great observation. You touch upon all the points which is required for the speaker to becoming a better person. I will speak with you. If possible, try to use a ring light in your background so that you are more visible for the others, mainly whenever you're delivering your speech. That's all. Thank you so much. Now it's time to call up on the podium to our next evaluator. Our next evaluator is Irene. He told me observant leadership is important because it helps leaders detect issues early, support their team effectively, and also drive their performance better. So it's time to hand over the podium to our second evaluator, Toastmaster Renan. Back to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Arouna that delivered a heartfelt and inspiring speech. What stood out to me as his evaluator was how he shared his Toastmasters journey with honesty and clarity. Arouna, you brought your overcoming challenges when your mentor left. That story gave your speech authenticity. Your delivery was clear and easy to follow on my end, which shows strong command of language. I also appreciate how you posed a question to the audience. That's an excellent engagement way to the audience. To make your speech even more powerful, I suggest 2 key improvements. First, your pace of delivery. The delivery was great, but at times it moved a bit quickly, especially when you asked a question at the beginning of your speech. Try adding intentional pauses, especially before or after meaningful moments, to allow your audience to reflect and absorb your words. Second, you could add more vocal variety, such as adjusting tone or volume or even facial expression when you're describing your struggles or moments of growth to make the emotional parts of your speech or journey stand out even more with your audience. And to elevate your speech further, consider crafting a stronger and more impactful conclusion or ending part. You might reflect briefly on how your Toastmasters journey, the light, help you grow not just as a speaker, but also in your personal or professional life. That would tie your story together beautifully and leave a lasting impression with the audience. Final, overall, you delivered meaningful and personal speech with a bit more vocal variety, intentional pacing on how you deliver, and stronger ending. Your message will resonate even deeper with your audience. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Renan. It's a great observation. You try to capture all the details, which I like about that, starting with the content part to the story part, and also where he can improve. You capture all the things. Only one thing that you should focus on that, how he could improve the vocal variety. Just give one or two directions. And another thing I just want to say with you, whenever I know you're a very serious person. Sometimes you have to smile when you're evaluating. So that part you need to take care. One thing, just be open up with give the proper guidance to the speaker how he can improve the vocal variety. One or two tips so they can practice on day-to-day basis. And second thing, just try to bring more energy with smiling face. Thank you so much. Now it's time to call up on the podium our third evaluator, Zoom hopper, Hannah Smith. When I asked Hannah, what do you mean by observant leadership? She told me, observant leadership is non-negotiable. It is an important trait that every leader must possess. Hannah, please evaluate our speaker, Maryam. Over to you.
Certainly, Mr. General Evaluator, thank you very much. And Maryam, more with less from dynamic leadership, definitely, which challenges us to refine our communication and negotiation skills, inter alia, by having a keen observation skills. Hear both sides of the story, don't interrupt, and listen with integrity, the most important thing, integrity. Ask, listen, and then speak. You have explained that very well in your speech. Thank you very much. You included your personal story when you found a job at the company. Here, I want to challenge you. Let me hear more about your negotiation skills within the company. Did you get more by doing less? You connected with the audience with clarity and explaining the different styles of negotiations. Although you had a keen observation, I still challenge you. Were both parties in a better position after the negotiations ended? Thinking of the car dealer? My takeaway for this from your speech is negotiation is not just a deal. It is a dialogue where both parties ask, again, listen, and then speak to you and again and again. a call to action is to get more value. Again, ask, listen, and then speak. Ask more, push less. To foster agreement between the parties, use negotiating, not confrontation, as you clearly put it there with your fist. To achieve mutual respect, and you will definitely be successful, more successful. Maryam, your vocal variety was good. Just use a few more pauses and let sink in the high points of your speech. Thank you very much for engaging this for an engaging speech and being a proud member of Leadership Speak. You will definitely gain more with less with Leadership Speak. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hannah. Negotiation is one of my favorite topic I normally do on my day-to-day basis in my job also. So a lot to say about negotiation, but I have very limited time for that. Thank you, Hannah, for great observations throughout. It's a great observation, I must say that. And you capture all the important points she talked about during our speech. Only one recommendation to you, if possible, to speaker actually I think try to join from the mobile phone. It's better to join from laptop or maybe other devices so that we can see in a full screen mode. There's an amazing vocal variety, amazing body language throughout the presentation. It's always better to connect through a laptop or maybe any other devices so that we can see in full screen mode. That part was missing and the rest you capture all the part. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much. Next, I call upon the podium Toastmaster Irene. Toastmaster Irene, when I asked about what do you think about observant leadership, Irene told being observant is not limited to vision. It means being attentive, aware of all cues, spoken, unspoken, visual tone, and emotion. So Irene, podium is yours. Please evaluate our speaker.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Irish, thank you so much for your speech. Listen, do not bark at your team members. Lead when it's messy. How? Adapt, readapt, reinvent. I would like to share with you 3 things that you excelled at and 2 places that you would consider to improve on to even elevate your speech even more. You excelled by telling us a personal story when you said that your mom told you that you are a natural born leader. And she said you're a tiger. And you proceeded to even show us the tiger on your wall. You did well at that. It made us pay attention. We could now relate because we are visual people. So now we were tracking with you. How is the tiger leader going to evolve? That was also a good prop that you used right there. Very powerful and effective. Second, your tonal variation. Excellent. You changed your pitch, your pace, your volume to highlight moments. Number 3, your body language, which was some of the things you wanted me to look at. You moved in and out and you moved to the side. Well done. It shows us how conscious you are along your growth journey of this particular pathway. What are the things you would consider to even elevate this speech? your camera level. And let me demonstrate. Look like your laptop was somewhere down here, and so you were looking this way. What I would recommend for you, Irish, is make sure that you place your laptop at eye level so that you are looking at us. Because even as you had good gestures, it felt like you were looking down. So something to consider right there. And then your Zoom framing. Yes, I recognize that there were different speakers who came into the room. That is what you did. So you are no longer in the screen. What I would recommend is just stand to the side and then walk in towards the center or to the other side of your screen. So that will maintain visual consistency for the audience to keep us fully engaged. Because when you step away, then we also step away. In summary, Irish, you did well. You shared a personal story. You had a prop that even reinforced the very message in that personal story. You had good tonal variation, good pitch. You paused where you needed to pause. Well done. If you just consider placing your camera level at your camera at your eye level, and when you need to role play, do not get out of the screen, you will definitely elevate your speech. Why? Because there's a very clear call to action. Listen. Do not bark at your team members. Lead when it's messy. Well done, Irish. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Irene, for your in-depth evaluations with proper guidance to the speaker. I love your voice. It's an amazing voice. We all can correlate what are the things need to improve as a speaker. It's not about Iris. You told us, everyone, how we can be a better persons during our speech. Great observations, I must say that. And you also give the right directions. Just a small things, I don't know. Time or not yet post the time. I think timeline, just you need to take care of that. Rest, you are an amazing, amazing evaluator. So it's time to our timer. Please post the timer report for our evaluator. Toastmaster Nellie. Thank you so much. Now it's time to call up on the podium to our grammarian. Our grammarian, Ohika, please come on the podium and share your report.
The grammarian, I was tasked to listen, and listening I did, and here is some feedback. On the great phrases and great use of the English language, let me share some phrases and sentences that captured my imagination. And one of those is silent strength from being observant. We also had cultivate the straight, cultivate feedback loops. There was another one that said, not afraid to shine a light on blind spots. There were many more. Let me just run through them because they were great. Hides brilliance behind shyness. Inclusive spaces where everyone is seen. Observant leadership isn't just skill, it's a superpower. It was a full contact obstacle journey. Invent to invent, adapt and readapt. Leading with insight rather than impulse. Great language there, and I think it was great. It helps us imagine the situation better. The word of the day was used severally, more by Guerdah, Atul, Irene, and Iris. Then I move on to the not very good use of the English language and some suggestions of how we could phrase our sentences better. There were several also. I'll just run through them. One of them was if you don't speak without a pause, and I suggest perhaps to say if you don't pause when speaking. I didn't knew. I suggest saying I didn't know. Who is good at where? And we're talking about a person, and the best way to place it is who is good at what. Meeting goals in perfection is another one, and perhaps you'd better say to have an excellent meeting. She become, and I think she became is a better way to phrase it. A better, I go to another one is fellow Toastmaster and guests, and I think because we are many, it's better to say fellow Toastmasters and guests. I think I'll write them because they're many and perhaps post on the group, but let me put some quotes that came through in the conversation today that were great. And I'll just read them. The reason people don't communicate is because people don't listen. I didn't get who gave the quote, who is the owner of the quote. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That is by John C. Maxwell. Another one that was given by Guerdah, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to great by Zig Ziglar. That's my report for today, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your in-depth grammarian reports. You capture all the points which is required as a grammarian, and you highlighted all the things. I know its time is very short, but I always prefer that grammar reports should be posted we should use technology when we show our grammarian reports. Your report was brilliant. You capture all the minor details where we can improve without any grammatical errors, and which are the good uses of what we have already used. You capture all the points. Thank you for your showing us in this meeting as a great observant leaders. So our Zoom master already shared the Zoom link for best efforts evaluators. Voting is, I think, is already done. So overall, if you ask me the meeting, so I already mentioned that this is not about the movie of just 2 hours or 2.5 hours. It's a preparation of almost 15 days before, where all the role players are assigned in the role. In our Easy Speak, we follow the strict guidance, and all the role players are already assigned. And our Toastmaster of the day already created groups on 3rd July and try to connect with all the role players by one-to-one. It shows the standard of the quality of the meeting. And also, one observant, something happened during our conversation. I still remember that Zynga, I think some changes happened, so everybody is not aware of that, all these things. But Zynga, with her eagle eye, noticed and informing the group. So that's the beauty of leadership speak. Even a minor details also captured by our members. Theme of the meeting, observant leaders, is a need of hour. And for us, how we can, through our observant leadership theme, how we can apply in our professional life and personal life, which is very much important for us. I thank you, Guerdah, for bringing this topic, and you engage that as a speaker, as an evaluator, and also keynote speaker. Even in the toast I'm talking about, everybody, they mention observant leadership quality during their speech or during their evaluation part also. And that's the end of hour. So some things, the power of paying attention, enhance decision making, emotional intelligence boost, early detection issue, and how we can cultivate the culture. These all are the things we have to take care of that. Even in our leadership speak, we follow our certain culture in our meeting. We always encourage our all members to switch on the video where convenient and possible. It helps for the foster engagement, seeing smiles. We can feel that we presence with each other's laughter and reaction makes our communications more exciting. And also we encourage no AI tools during meeting. A gentle reminder what we do not allow AI tools during our meetings. Earlier, some tools were detected and have been removed by our leadership team. If you love to take notes, please do it manually, or even you can visit our YouTube channels. You just search on the YouTube Leadership Speak. You can find our chapter of the meetings are being recorded and posted. Normally it's posted within 24 hours. Thank you for all the members, role players, and on the guests for supporting our cultures. It's time to hand over the podium to our Toastmaster of the day, Guerdah. Toastmaster Guerdah, over to you.
Thank you, Mrinal, for facilitating the evaluation part of the meeting. Well done. And now it is time for us to hear the thought of the day. Nziga Jassy. She is reserved, steadfast, and an enthusiastic learner. Nzinga is also the past area director of the new District 129, Smedley Distinguished. Please help me welcome Nzinga Jassy, presenting the thought of the day.
Thank you, Guerdah. Leadership isn't just about making decisions. It's also about noticing what others miss. Observant leaders actively pay attention to their surroundings, team dynamics, and individual team members. This allows them to gain a deeper understanding of the situation before making a decision or taking action. Atul today gave us some homework, as you mentioned, Guerdah. We should strengthen our observation superpowers to lead with presence, awareness, and purpose. We can do that in different ways. Listen actively. Truly listen without interruptions, or, as you do it very well, Guerdah, with that lovely smile or laugh, or sharing your understanding about the speech delivered. Checking regularly, being present, taking the time to intentionally connect with people around you. For those who are not in the background in the WhatsApp group for this meeting, this was done before and during the meeting. It allows to adapt, adjust, and with agility, quickly make corrections when needed. Give space for growth. Step back and let others take ownership. In this meeting, every role player took ownership of their roles. They were supported by trainers. This allows just people to learn how to lead, but also to stumble and to shine. Reflect before responding. We pause, take a breather before providing feedback. Every evaluator provided feedback, conscious of the project and the speaker's objective. In leadership speak, observant leaders are in action every day. So today, I challenge you, activate your observant leadership. Like a tiger, an eagle, or a chameleon. Activate your observant leadership. Let it guide you, guide your actions, shape your decisions, and deepen your impact. Back to you, Guerdah.
Thank you, Nzinga. Well said. And I know that now the awards were already shared, but I like to congratulate our best effort for the meeting. Best effort speaker is Irish Cassinela. Congratulations. Give him some love. And best effort evaluator is Irene Sadia. Congratulations, Irene. I love to see people win. That's my modus operandi. I love to see people win. And before I call on the president of our club, Mr. Holmes, I would like to thank you, although I will come back, but I want to say thank you to everyone, not only for being here, but also for doing your role with aplomb. And now help me welcome Holmes. Holmes.
Thank you so much, Guerdah. Guerdah, for facilitating the meeting today. Excellent job. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to speak to some of our guests today. Let me take a look at the guest book. First off, Satish, are you still here? I've noticed he's muted. Rhonda, are you available to speak?
I am.
Hey, hi, Rhonda.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. Past District Director of District 38. It's our pleasure to have you. How do you find the meeting?
I thought the meeting was extremely informative. You all show what your club is all about. Leadership Speak. I felt that each person that had a speaking role today, whether as a functionary or a featured speaker, spoke with excellence, spoke deliberately, was engaging, and you all are to be emulated because you all have the right stuff.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. It is my pleasure. It is the club's pleasure to have you, and we welcome you and your fellow Toastmasters and friends to join us often as visitors and, if interested, also as members. Thank you so much, Rhonda.
Thank you.
Like to move on? Katsu Babu, are you available to speak?
Yes, I am.
Hello. You said you are interested in joining the club. Wonderful. Can I check with you? Have you completed your level 3, at least a level 3 of the pathways, or achieved the DTM from the old syllabus?
I am in level 5 of my motivational strategies, so from district 126.
Excellent, excellent. We will definitely connect with you. But how do you find the meeting today? Let us know.
Yeah, it is. I can see the deep preparation and a lot of teamwork happened at the background that is visible with the professional presentation and spontaneous evaluations, which are benevolent to each and every role player. I think is just next to perfection and transformative in nature for every role player for their efforts.
Thank you so much, Katsu. I believe our speakers and evaluators today are also feel happy based on the feedback you received. Thank you so much. We'll connect with you again.
Thank you so much.
Holmes, I'd like to acknowledge one of our guests here, if I may.
Go ahead,
And,
Rob.
not at all. But I wanted to acknowledge Karen Rees here. So Karen Rees, welcome. I haven't seen you in a couple of years. How are you doing, Karen?
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate, I got an invitation that came through today, and I saw Guerdah was going to be the Toastmaster of the day. I wouldn't miss it for anything. And I love seeing so many people that I have seen before. Okay, have met before when I was a member before at a different club that you were part of. So
Correct.
I love this meeting. I just gave a speech at City Hall Toastmasters here in London, Ontario. And if I knew even half of what I learned today, my goodness, it would have gone so well because it was so important, all those things. Thank you very much for the invitation, Guerdah, and thank you all for the education of today.
Well, Karen, I remember your evaluations were just out of this world, and we would love for you to join us in this club, and let's hear your evaluations once more. And your speaking too was just excellent. This is an invitation to join us. You will meet Guerdah and EJ and Hannah and Robin Stone and Renan and all those people. You'll meet them here.
Actually, if I could interject, Karen's Tony Bratchich. It's been a
Tony, yes.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But
yes.
Karen, are you still singing?
Oh yes, still singing, performing. It's more performing and all, and we have quite a few things get on shows that we go to. And I'm in a different quartet now. It's not a comedy quartet, a regular quartet, and we travel all over the world, but not, as much, different places. It's wherever we have international contests. So it's just nice to be able to sing and express yourself and use the things that I've learned in Toastmasters for when you're performing on a stage.
Karen, if I could say, Karen is a true servient leader. In my year as district governor in 2013-14, Karen stepped in as public relations officer halfway through the year.
Oh, really?
And just kind of turned things around.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. And I really appreciate it. Back to you, Bram.
Well, and thank you. Yes, over to Holmes. Yeah, and please, I'll get in touch with you, Karen. And let's see if we can get you to be a member here, if you wish, of course.
Thank you.
Hello, Karen.
Thank you.
Hi. How are you? How are you?
Fine. I sent you a message.
Oh, thank you. I'll read that then. Thank you. I'm on my cell phone, so it's just everything's very small, and I had to put it in my hand now to get closer and all these different things. Yes, but thank you very much. Thank you. I'll read that for sure. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Karen, for being here. We welcome you. Let me move on with the guest book. Wilkista Mumbi, are you available to speak? If you all let us know, in the meantime, let me move on.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Hey, hello, how are you?
I'm very fine. I'm sorry I can't have my camera on, but I'm available to speak.
No worries, no worries. How do you find the meeting?
The meeting was very, very interesting for me. It's my first time here. I loved listening from the experienced speakers. Other than the experienced speakers, the minute I got in, I got the welcome message from yourself, which is a very nice touch. The guest book as well. I'm still quite young in my journey. I'm still in level 1, but I'm happy to be building my capacity, to be visiting you as I develop. I really enjoyed the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rikista. We appreciate and we always welcome guests around. Do come back and visit us as and when you have time. And when you have completed your level 3, please consider to join us. We will welcome you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, I have Tsagaye. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Tsagaye, are you available?
Yes, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Great, great. So this is my second or third time attending your meeting. As always, it has been a fantastic evening for me. I learned a lot of things from all of you guys. I loved the preparation, the content, the quality of your meetings, how things run smoothly. Everyone is fabulous. I love that. I also learned a few things about leadership, how it's not just about giving directions, but also noticing the small details, the concept that was wrapped up around the team, how a leader should also notice his members' silence, even read the mood of the room, the team. So it was a wonderful and productive evening for me. I loved it. As for myself, I joined Toastmasters like recently, so I'm only on level 1, but surely I hope to join your club soon enough, as soon as I've completed my level 3. Looking forward to that. Thank you for having me. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much, Tsagaye. We welcome you and we will wait patiently for you to complete your level 3 and come and apply to our club.
Thank you.
Something I want to respond to is on the leadership aspect. For all members and guests, Leadership Speak is about leadership. We are the premier club for self-directed leaders to become, for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. So every single week, we will have a meeting that's focused on leadership development, to help all of us to become better self-directed leaders. Look out for the upcoming meetings and we will always welcome you. Let me go on with the guest book.
If I may, Holmes, while you're looking at that, Bethlehem Tades from Ethiopia, if she's there. Hello, Bethlehem.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, how are you doing, man, lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. So now, I spoke to you a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Just over a month ago. And how is it going so far?
It's going all well, just a busy schedule. I wasn't able to attend any of your session after that, but I'm here again. Again, as I said, looking into how the session is run and how you guys conduct your speech, your evaluation. It was very insightful today, especially the evaluation part was quite intriguing for me. So yeah, I'll keep on tuning in and see what you guys are up to.
Sure, absolutely. I will chat with you again soon. Thank you very much, Bethlehem.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Bethlehem. We definitely welcome you to visit us. And yes, Bram will reach out to you. Next on the guest book, I have Evelyn. Evelyn, are you available to speak?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Evelyn. How was the meeting for you today?
I thought the meeting was fantastic. I
was able to attend a meeting probably 6 or 7 months ago. And my own meetings for my club are on Saturday. And it's very difficult to make a choice, but I go to my own club. But when I get a chance, I like to jump on this meeting. And I loved how you had things organized. You had a theme, and to everybody, all the talks supported that theme. And I thought the valuations were very useful that were given. And the whole presentations were very professional, and it was really enjoyable to come. So thank you.
Wonderful. You indicated you are interested in joining the club. Have you completed your level 3 pathway?
Oh yes, I've just completed my pathway as of beginning of July, and I've completed level 4 in my second pathway. So I'm busy working on those.
Mm-hmm. A DTM in the way.
Pretty close, pretty close.
Evelyn, we definitely welcome you. Let us connect with you after the call, and we can discuss the details about you joining the club. Thank you so much for being here in the meeting today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just go through who are the other guests who may be here. Give me a short moment.
You have a Vicky Star Mumbi. I don't know, did you speak to Vicky Star Mumbi?
Vicky, I think she left the...
She's here. Vicky Star Mumbi is in the meeting, yeah.
One moment.
I already spoke. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes, you did. Thank you.
All right, I think that's all the guests. But before I end off this section, I'd also like to speak to two of our members who is newly taking on their roles for this meeting. Nellie Jane and Wahinga, are you available? Are you there? Nellie Jane first. Hello, Nellie Jane. How is it for you as timer? I really appreciate how you adjusted your microphone at the start. I know there's still some background at the end, and I appreciate how you were working with us so that you can be the timer for today. How do you feel as the timer?
Hi. I'm really happy that I get the opportunity to be the timer for today. Thank you.
More roles are coming for you so you can immerse yourself in the club, and I'm looking forward to your service.
Okay.
Thank you, Nellie. Thank you, Nellie Jane. Wahinga, are you around?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Wahinga. How do you feel after taking the grammarian role for the very first time?
I feel like I have put my feet into the waters now. I feel like I have begun the journey, and it was interesting, and I love the experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to more service from you, and we'll connect over the other roles also. Anytime for Nellie Jane as well as Wahinga. You have any questions, you need any support, reach out to me, reach out to your trainers or any of the exco. We are there to support your growth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking forward to continuing our connection in the club. With that, I'd like to hand over back the time to the Toastmasters of the day, Guerdah, Felix.
Thank you very much, Holmes. I would like to end with this. First of all, I would like to also say thank you to Mtati, to EJ, and to Karine, because your roles helped us to elevate. Those were people that we did not perhaps call on during the meeting, but I wanted to thank them as well. Here is what I would like to leave you with. You know my story that I shared with you about Andre Agassi, the tennis player. He never said anything to Boris Becker until he retired. And all this time, Boris used to say to his wife, I don't know how he won against me. It's like he could read my mind. So the reason I'm saying this, it's for you to understand how powerful being observant is. It is not something that is second. It is a skill. Not only it can be innate, but also it can be learned. I would strongly advise that you make sure that you do your homework as Atul has asked you, and also notice what is happening within you, within your body, as you are in the presence of people. Not only what is happening to them or with them, but also what is happening to you within your body. It is a powerful tool. And you know what people will say when you start practicing this and getting better at it? How did you know? How did you know? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. And we'll see you again next week, where we will speak about ethical leadership. Bye for now. I will adjourn the meeting.
Zoom Master, please stop the recording as well as the live streaming on Zoom.